Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and welcome to This Week in WoW for the week of June 29th. Patch week is finally here. The long-awaited patch 9.1 is here, and we shall hopefully enjoy the glory of that. Let's go ahead and start with the Mythic Plus affixes, or attempt to. The huge caveat being the only way that these are going to be correct that I'm giving you is because the new season hasn't actually started yet, but they very well could be wrong. I record these the day ahead of time, so if you want the accurate Mythic Plus affixes, I just encourage you to check out Wowhead. These also just could be accurate because the season, like I said, doesn't technically start until next week. If it were a normal week, it would be tyrannical, raging, explosive, and prideful. Again, tyrannical, raging, explosive, and prideful. Those would be the normal affixes. I don't even know how it works between the seasons. I can't remember. Since the new season doesn't start, do we still have prideful? Do we have nothing? I know we don't have the new one yet, in theory. Or maybe we do have the new one, and and we have the new tormented affix. So either way, let's be excited for whatever comes to pass for this week, whether Mythic Plus or otherwise. So, of course, most of this video will be talking about what's going on this week for the patch and what to do this week. We do have a Torghast event, Beast of Prodigy going on. Now, Torghast is kind of locked a little bit. You have to unlock the layers and stuff like that. And since the season hasn't started yet, you can't get everything all in 1 week or anything like that. So, if the Beast, I don't really like the Beast of Prodigy one. I think it's better for like casters and stuff. But if you like the Beast of Prodigy one, this will be an easy Torghast week for you. We also have the dungeon event scheduled this week. This is a bit unfortunate if they don't move it because it would give you Castle Nathria loot, which makes it kind of pointless to do for this week. Obviously, you have other stuff to do this week, but just a little note there. Then, of course, we will have the Darkmoon Fair starting this week as well, towards the end of the week, so you can all do your Darkmoon Fair type stuff, especially towards the end of the week if you've caught up on everything. But now let's talk about the actual patch content that you have to do this week. That not have to do, but like that is available for you to do this week. So you'll be able to start up your Covenant campaign. Everyone believes basically you'll get like 3 renown per week still. Although I've seen people be like, well, I'm not sure. But I believe that is the case as well. And so you'll be able to do your renown stuff and start working on your Covenant campaign. The Covenant campaigns are, similar to the beginning. If you enjoyed the Covenant campaign story, like you actually read the quests and stuff like that, and then you actually liked what you read, then you will like these Covenant campaign quests as well. They're along the same lines. They're continuing the story, keeping it on. What I will say is you also will be progressing your story through Venari, through the Maw, through the Korthia, right? That's the other thing. There's the Covenant stuff, and then there's like the straight Korthia stuff. And this is this storyline just kind of sets us up, right? It's kind of like setting us up to what Korthia is. So let's just call it the Korthia quest line. This is actually quite good. I did a video on it in the PTR when it was still first coming out. This is actually a very, very good quest line. If you're going to read only one quest line this entire expansion or really pay attention to it, I would say to pay attention to the quest line that basically starts with Venari here in patch 9.1. It is quite good. A lot of really cool quests in there, a lot of really cool interactions, cool lore characters. It's very well done, honestly. So if you're going to slow down and pay attention to anything, pay attention to that. So you will be doing all that stuff to unlock everything, unlocking Renown, unlocking Korthia. You'll start up your Korthia. There's weekly Korthia stuff to do, and then there's bi-weekly, like Maw stuff to do, / Korthia stuff to do. So just think of it it's just very similar to the N'Zoth Assaults from 8.3. From the end of BFA. So it's very similar to that system, the assault system that's going to be going on in Korthia. And then on top of that, you do have the Korthia daily quests as well. Just similar, we had the daily quests for whether it was Vale or Oldham or whatever in the assaults and stuff for there. So that is very similar. I will say there is a bit more variety on the daily quests. I'm not saying it's a ton more variety, but just a little bit more. You are generally doing the same things in the same areas. But there's tons of rares. They're really packed in together. There's tons of treasure chests really packed in together. And there's tons of like little interactions that are involved in that as well. Some of the rares are actually just like even like kind of progressing the storyline a little bit. So it's very interesting how they went about doing it. There's a ton of mounts to farm as well. But definitely what you want to probably be doing, if you care about strengthening your character, you're just going to want to do everything that's available in Korthia to you to earn a reputation. and start building your actual stuff that matters for your character power up. And then this week you also want to do a very high keystone, so you can start, if you care a lot about your gear and power level, do a very high keystone this week, as high as you can. Essentially, they're going to be a bit harder. I think like a +10 or something like that gives you the highest gear available. So they're going to be a bit harder. But do the highest keystone you can, so you get a good keystone to start off next week with. So other than that, yeah, the raid's not out next week, but there's still a ton to do this week. Hope everybody really enjoys it. I'm definitely looking forward to Korthia myself, and looking forward to, the patch in general. So as always, I do ask you to please subscribe to the channel, because it helps me out so much. And other than that, everybody have a good one.